And away we go.
All right. So, how's your day been so far?
Alright, I guess.
Yeah, same here. Nothing really too eventful. It's a sunny day, but it's windy. Anyways, let's get right into the news.
Alright, so Risk sent something in the chat just today before recording, and turns out the Conservatives, or the Tories, may have to move their CCHQ address from Matthew Parker Street as they reportedly don't have the cash to renew the lease.
Well, that's unfortunate. Why were they so short on cash? Was business, not going well?
Well, I don't know much about real estate or contracts and whatnot, but what I'm getting from this is they whatever finances they possess right now, it's not enough to continue their existing operation infrastructure. So they had to move to another location where the finances could be out of the red.
Oh, wow. Well, that's unfortunate, but I hope that they can find a new place to, proceed with their operations and their organizations and all that good stuff.
Yes,
Huh. Yeah, I'll be honest. I really don't know much about that either. I'm pretty sure if Risk was in here, he would
he had a lot. He would have a lot to say about that.
Yeah, but what was he saying ready to exactly? Was he saying ready to the podcast? Like, what was he saying ready
Yes, he
to?
was saying he said he was ready to
Oh,
when the moment I sent the link.
okay, cool. But in other news, apparently Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg made a anti-Semitism commercial. I don't know if you've seen it or not.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this, so I don't think I've seen it yet.
Well, I'll be honest. Well, I mean, people are dunking on it because, well, we know now about who runs the media, etc., etc. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a very well made, put together commercial. I will say that. But for the most part, yeah, I can kind of see what they're doing here. Yeah, apparently Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady made a commercial together, an anti-Semitism commercial.
Yeah. As you were saying all that, your audio was kind of breaking on my end, so I don't know. I'm just saying people
Wow.
would have a lot. I think a lot of people might have something to say about that technical error.
Hey, look, hey, I'm not saying I have something to say about that. I'm just reporting the news.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
Yeah, it's
Just saying it as it is.
yeah, I'm just saying
Can
as
I
it
be
is.
honest?
Go on.
Do you think it would still be okay for us to carpet bomb South Africa?
Be okay for what?
For the UK and America to carpet bomb South Africa?
Carpet bomb?
Yes. You had a functioning society with the white South Africans, and now you've got a freaking country full of rabid a rabid white black horde that wants to murder them.
Rabid white black Ford who
No,
wants to
a rabid black horde that wants to kill them. They actually want to seize their land. They actually want to murder them.
the white people there?
Yeah.
Oh wow, bro.
In my opinion, I'd like to carpet bomb them. Again, you have a functioning society where cities, airplanes, they all look like they're having fun. They all look like they've actually built a functioning society, and yet you've got a bunch of people that can't fucking farm. You've got a bunch of people that can't do anything. They're not smart enough to learn how to do anything. They don't want to learn. All they want to do is, white people bad. Kill them, kill them, kill them. And as soon as they take the land, they don't have to fucking farm it, and they're useless. And then the people starve. You have a functioning society in South Africa before the fucking apartheid ended.
I'll be honest. I see the caption. It says "Make South Africa White Again." Was it ever fully white to begin with?
No, but it was a functioning society.
Then the caption makes no.
Yeah.
From the because I don't know. It's the caption from the original guy makes no sense if it wasn't white to begin with. But yeah, no, you're right. It's a functioning society, though. I agree with that.
Yeah, let's be real here. They say all South Africa's functioning. It's not functioning. They've got shit roads.
Yeah.
You don't know how to fucking build shit. There's people saying that South Africa's got fucking blackouts and electricity because they don't know how to fucking manage stuff, manage the grids. Instead of working with these people, they villainize them. They want them dead. And they tell them to go back to Europe. I'm sorry, but we built you. If it wasn't for these African people from the Dutch Africans, you wouldn't have any land. You wouldn't have anything. It wouldn't be developed.
You could also argue
they're the ones that built. They're the ones that built. They built this only white functioning community, right? And it seems to be thriving. It's a nation where basically its own freaking self-sustaining nation, right, in Africa, right? And they're complaining because they want to restrict it. They want to take that land.
You could also argue in like certain situations, like there are white people who say tell black people to go back to Africa. So I mean,
Yes.
it can so like it can go both ways. It's like, I mean,
Yeah.
I don't agree with them wanting to kill them, but it's like,
That's the thing, though.
yeah.
That's the thing, though. There are nations in Africa that killed white people, murdered them to extinction. Wasn't Jamaica one of them? Jamie.
Maybe. I wouldn't
Yeah.
know, but I think
I think it was.
it would be out of the question that Jamaica at some point was one of those
Yes.
nations or colonies that were to do that.
Again, with Africa the way it is, right? They're not functioning. They don't do anything. They've got all this thing like saying, "Oh, we can do it," but you've got a functioning society. You've got a shithole. So much potential, so much land, so much resources. You're doing fuck all with it. Same with Lebanon and that, right? The state is a shithole. It's non-functioning. Certain parts of me thinks that Europe should probably colonize half the fucking Africa again, because they are still hordes. Half of them, they don't know how. Some of them have got cultures and that. At
Wait,
least
Risk,
build them up, because at least they look like shitholes. Some of the places in Africa look like shitholes.
Risk. I
But
thought
then
you didn't.
again, there's parts in Asia that actually used to look like that. But Asia, they can build shit. They've actually been able to build a society.
Wait, Risk.
Africa, they haven't.
I thought you didn't like Europe.
Well, I don't.
Okay.
No, I like Europe. It's just the fact I don't like the state that Europe's become with them coming here and ruining it. Because in certain neighborhoods in Paris, it looks like a shithole. Like, it looks like a third world country. You see, like, there's this German lady that went to visit Paris on a holiday, right? Went to a hotel. It looked like a rundown third world nation. It had litter everywhere. The buildings looked so decrepit, looked damaged, looked like it needed a thing of spruce and paint. By the way, Canada and Mexico effectively basically backed down.
Oh wow, really?
Yep.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked. So when are they going to be come to state?
He wants to go get away with the Chagos Island, doubling the payout to Mauritius to what 18 billion, letting them vote veto our lease extension. Insane and completely unnecessary. This is treasonous. He deserves to be fucking hung for treason. None of us voted to remove the Chagos Islands. They don't want to leave. Chagosians don't want to leave us. You want to give up our territory for no goddamn reason.
But I'll be honest. I do you gotta commend like the Africans for one thing, the black people for one thing. Just like there are like white people who want like America to be all white. You gotta kind of commend like black people for
There
wanting
are
to be.
people that do want that, but I don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm not happy. I don't mind if they live. I personally would like them to stick to their own maybe neighborhoods. Live in their own civilization, but
no. I know it's never gonna happen.
you can live in that. You can live in the country, but
I'm just saying, like, it's pretty much the same thing. It's like, there are a sect of black people who want, like, Africa to just be black, and there's and like, just like there are white people who want.
They just think, they can't. I think it's a little bit jealousy. They don't like seeing the fact that there's a functioning society, and they want
But
in. I can understand that as well.
Yeah, but I can say this though. I mean, yeah, I don't really know how the neighborhood thing would work with people, but like, yeah, like there could definitely be separate neighborhoods with different races.
Yes,
I mean, with the same race in like that neighborhood. Although I don't know how well that would go.
I don't think cultural mixing has went well for people, especially not in the UK. I will say this for one. As growing up as a British person, when I was in school, there was no mixed races in our school system, Eric. It was only white people. Majority white people. There were some people that were everybody spoke English. Nobody spoke any different languages when I was a boy. And I was like, this is 20 years ago, mate. 25 years ago.
I'll be honest. I don't think I've ever been.
Mostly only white people in our school, right?
I'll be honest.
When I got to secondary school, there were more people, but it was mainly people that spoke Polish, because there was a lot of Polish people that came over.
Gotcha.
In the early 2000s as well.
I'll say this. I don't think I've ever really been. Now that I really think about it, I don't think I've really ever been to a school where it's just one race. I mean, in my middle school, in my middle school, there were like white people, like there were some people that looked white, but they were
That's
probably
only difference because
something else.
I live out in the countryside, right, and it still hasn't been affected by mixed racing.
Got you. Still hasn't.
And it's in Scotland, mate. Like Scotland's nowhere near as bad as England.
Okay.
Like England, you can't go. There's certain parts in England you can't go without seeing people of different races there. I don't think it's fully that bad, but like the kids are never going to grow up the system I grew up in. They never will because like how can they if they're actually being exposed to different cultures?
Yeah, I'll say that.
People it won't.
I'll say this. Yeah, like kids are never really going to grow up with a school that has specifically one culture in it. I mean, there's always going to be different cultures. In fact,
that's the thing. That's the thing with what happened with and that's what the elites want. They want us to be bickering between ourselves when we should be fighting them.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I don't think I've really ever been to a school that had just
you would never go through that because America's mixed race. That's the thing. Your country's always been like that. Ours has never been that. It's predominantly they say black people have been in the country on not nowhere near as big scale as your country. We had like next to none. And they were in England mainly.
Now I do wonder though, were black people?
I feel for the next generation kids because a lot of them will get bullied.
Yeah,
you already see it in schools as well.
Yeah, I do wonder though. We're black, like when it comes to America, we're like, who was the first different race to get here? Was it black people or was it like someone else? Was it
whites? Whites. I know it was always whites.
Oh no, I know it was whites, but what was the second? Is what I'm trying to ask.
There was none of. I don't think there was any people from Asia. Originally, it might have been. Actually, trying to think about it. I mean, didn't some of the freaking ancient tribes look a bit Asian?
They might have been. Who knows?
The ancient tribes. Some of them might have been. It might have actually been people from Asia that came earlier, but there were small tribe people in that. Before the native Indians that lived in basically North America before we came here. And then we helped build, and then slowly over the years we brought you guys over to help us build the nation. And then and then the British people they decide to overthrow their king and effectively form their own nation, which became America. And consequently, the people that were still loyal to the king helped form the nation of Canada, or what would be the British province of Canada at the time, which would later go on to become the nation of Canada. And then below that, below the line of Dixie, you would have effectively Texas. You would have the lands of Mexico that Mexico owned. Well, not Mexico, Spain, before they became Mexico, and Brazil and all that. Yeah. What else is there?
World's largest sovereign wealth funds. Alright, so starting off, Hong Kong Exchange Fund with assets worth $514 billion. Next, we got Qatar Investment Authority, assets worth $526 billion US dollars. And then, here's a surprising one.
Radio, his party leads the polls, but he was treated like a bad smell. The tone was withering, petulant and sneering as if he's hosted to prove herself journalist integrity by not just bring up Farage, but intimidating. He is beyond the pale. Classic BBC treatment of Nigel. They are also finding it very good to refer to President Trump. They much prefer an embittered Trump. They really do detest and attempt to undermine anything and anyone who does not agree with their lefty agenda. I can't stand the BBC. I really can't. Like, every time I have to listen to the BBC, right, I just feel like they're a bunch of useless tossers. I don't like listening to the radio because I know how fucking forced it is and fake it is.
I'm not gonna lie. You know how... Nah, I'm not gonna...
Why was Trump invited to the Grammys? No, invited to the Grammys.
Wait, did you hear about Was Andrew Tate actually invited to the Grammys? Was he actually?
Yeah, supposedly.
I don't know if he's either lying or just trolling.
I feel it's more trolling than anything, because...
Yeah, because I don't... Why would he be invited to the Grammys?
Yeah, especially if many people... Now, do pay attention to mainstream media. They can't stand the Tate brothers. From what they've heard about them. So, it doesn't add up. Okay.
I mean, I like Tristan. Tristan is cool. I like Tristan. But
If the voice coach Ben Habib, if the voice coach was attending Keir Starmer in a professional capacity, he will have an invoice for her services. If not, he either breached the lockdown laws or HMRC will want to have a word with him. Which one is it, Keir? Then you got a picture of him with Davros. Far right, far right, far right. Oh, you got a picture of him acting like Davros from Doctor Who.
Alright, so next is Indonesia's Daya Anagata Nusantara Agency for Investment Management with assets worth 600 billion US dollars.
These people, man, X is funny. Two
Ish.
tier, beer gear, never here, curry and beer, taking it up the rear. Now let me be clear. Keir broke lockdown rules. He did. And the way that he wants to push and get rid of the Chagos Islands makes me think he wants to commit treason by selling out our selling out our national territorial integrity.
Alright, Singapore GIC Private Limited with assets worth 800 billion US dollars.
You hear
And that
about USAID, the corruption
US,
there.
you mean USAID? Or is it
Yes.
different? Oh yes, I've heard about USAID. And oh boy, what does
It's
that mean
big.
for the Democrats?
It's big.
It's not looking good for
The
anyone,
amount
for
of
someone.
money they were receiving money they were giving money to the West through that.
That is terrible.
They were using it to fund. Supposedly, they were using it to fund propaganda campaigns against Tate as well, and they were funding the BBC.
Oh yeah, I've heard about those funds going to the BBC as well. That is wow. That is big. But no one's gonna know about that until it's too late. Because well, this is very new knowledge, and not many people are gonna know about it in the open. Saudi Arabia Public Investment Fund, assets worth 925 billion US dollars.
They're creating. Who's creating what?
I'm looking at countries with the largest asset worth of sovereign wealth funds. So
They're
Saudi
making
Arabia's Public Investment Fund has assets worth 925 billion US dollars,
so $1
which
trillion.
nearly a trillion, yeah.
The Saudi Aramco is a $2 trillion company, ain't it?
Yes, but I'm looking at sovereign wealth funds.
The Saudi kingdom's worth a lot more money than that.
Yeah,
Just
look,
they've got a lot
yeah,
more freaking secret places.
Saudi
But that's the
Arabia's
public amount.
Public Investment Fund alone is worth over 900 billion US dollars. There's much more wealth.
Don't they have shares and don't they own a share? Don't they own ownership in Manchester United or Ineos?
No, the Saudi Arabia's Public Investment Fund has shares in Newcastle.
Who owns Manchester then? Because I thought it was like one of those Qatari groups that own that
Well,
company.
well, a year or two ago, there was meant to be a deal with someone from Qatar to buy Manchester United, but that
It
deal
didn't go through.
it didn't go through, and then instead it went down to Ineos. Sir Jim Radcliffe. It now has most of the shares, and he's the one now running the operations for Manchester United.
I'm back. So what are we talking about?
US
Saudi
banks
Arabia's
and telecoms are not allowed to operate in Canada. They should immediately be allowed to come to Canada and compete for our business. Political opposing this view are preventing competition and hurting consumers. It is a controlled market and it needs to be freed. Agreed. I still think Canada should just fucking bite the fucking bullet and join America.
No, we can't concede. Canada can't concede.
You've got fucking nothing to. Canada's got nothing to offer. Just fucking join America, you fucking lousy tossers.
well, other than lumber, but that's about it.
Lumber, actually, they've got a shitload of oil and gas.
Yeah.
And
No,
oh, lumber. What did I say lumber for?
No, their pride is all they have left.
they've got a bunch of useless cities. Well, I actually think British Columbia and I think Saskatchewan and Alberta would make some really good states for America.
Yeah,
Ontario, I don't honestly think Ontario would be a good state, if I'm being fair. I think you should just let that half the fucking...
Hey, Jame, ever since this conversation, has anything cut out?
No, it's only when you've mentioned something about
carpet bomb in South Africa.
Oh no.
Oh no, that was something. No, this was before you came on, Risk.
Oh.
Yeah, because
I think Eric was talking about this commercial by Tom Brady and Snoop Dogg about anti-Semitism, and parts of his audio was muffled and jumbled as he was saying this. So, and I'm just saying, people will have a go at someone about something about not getting the word out.
I wasn't even saying anything bad. I wasn't even saying anything bad either. I was just reporting the news, and it just muffled.
Exactly. Like, everyone have their own opinions, but what's the harm? Just expressing our viewpoints. Anyway, Kuwait Investment Authority, assets worth 1.0. Not bad.
Yep. Another 15-year-old English kid was stabbed to death by an immigrant today in Sheffield.
Of course.
Oh dear. So sad.
That's unfortunate.
Always happens. I don't think this country can take any more of this. I'm honestly surprised as people, the British public, have not fucking resorted to fucking revolution yet. I honestly am surprised. And can I be honest? I honestly think the way things are going in America, I can see the Democrats fucking seceding. I don't know how well that would go with. Like, Eric, imagine this, right? Imagine if the Democrats, right, and Britain join forces and declare war on America, and America wins. That means they get the opportunity to take back their states, they can wipe the leftists out, and it also means that they can take Britain. They might actually benefit from this, somehow.
I don't think it's ever going to happen, though.
Actually, the way they're acting, I don't know how long it'll be, but the way they're acting, how mentally they are acting over him with the ASV, I don't think they can take it. I think some of them are on a break at California already wants to fucking leave. Which more do you think he can push these bastards to fucking just secede? And then he can pay the price. Well, they said, the Republicans are going to want to secede. I did say before, even no matter whoever wins, I have my suspicions that someone's going to secede. I don't know who. My hunch is that someone will.
Abu Dhabi Investment Authority, assets worth 1.057 trillion US dollars.
So, have you guys seen what Ye's wife was wearing at the Grammys?
Why? Why would she allow herself to wear something like that?
Okay, I don't know. Like, I'm seeing some new news right now where it's
Looking for treason.
Okay, I'm wearing. Anyways,
what do you think will happen if he fucking goes through with this? Does this mean?
I heard some news where it was pretty much like, apparently Bianca wanted to back out of the naked Grammy stunt, but Kanye West insisted she would have rather worn a pretty dress. Man, Kanye's far down the demonic hole. It's unfortunate.
Yep.
But anyways, what were you saying before?
President Trump will be shown produced horror film documented October 7th by AIDS. God, that sounds like propaganda. God, that sounds like
everything is propaganda.
No, but that sounds like propaganda. Oh,
No,
it's like saying, we must remind the president about what happened to us during the fucking Holocaust. Like, I'm sorry, but I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck if you didn't even, none of you did there.
But
Sick of you people pretending you're fucking Jews, you're not.
But
Zionists. You're not even Jews. The people they say, how is it what they say, like, how is it after the fucking, after World War II, right? There's supposedly more Jews than there ever were back when there were back then. How does that work? Right.
But Risk, you don't understand the trauma that.
What trauma?
Oh my god!
But you allowed almost everything, all of the real fucking Jews did. Well, you probably fucking pretended you were a Jew afterwards.
We are the real Jews.
The real Jews aren't in Israel. I'll tell you that much. They're Zionists.
Yeah,
the real Jews can't. The real Jews, even the freaking the people that the Orthodox Jews are even saying, keep it short, Zelensky. Keep it short, Netanyahu. You do not represent us.
Wait, the Orthodox Jews are the real Jews?
Torah Jew, you can.
Oh, okay, got you. Anyways, yeah, it's like I heard that in Israel they don't even have like DNA tests there.
Look up Torah Jew. Zionism is not Judaism. They all dress up like Orthodox Jews.
Safe Investment Company, assets worth 1.090 trillion US dollars.
Any particular reason you're telling us national imports of how much money these people have in investment funds?
No, it just shows which wealth funds have the most assets. The China Investment Corporation, $1.332 trillion US dollars.
Have US dollars.
Yes. And then at number one, the most valuable sovereign wealth fund is Norway's government pension fund, Global, with assets worth 1.738 trillion US
Notice
dollars.
one thing, Jamie. A lot of those countries are people with kings.
But what about Norway?
Norway's a kingdom.
Yeah, but what kind of kingdom?
Monarchy.
But what about China? Isn't
China's not a kingdom, but it's got elites like a kingdom. If you think about it, China has never really acted like a fucking monarchy. It never really acted like a fucking democratic country. It's more a monarchy than anything. If you think about it. If you think about it, China's more of a monarchy than a freaking democratic nation or republic. Because, let's be real here, after so many time, it's effectively, with the amount of people that are in this thing, right, and how tight close it is to get into the CCP, you'd be surprised that they're not related.
Wait, Teddy Swims is under MK Ultra, butterfly tattoo, and a flaming homosexual puppet.
Who's he?
I have no idea.
Just some guy then.
Yeah, pretty much. I guess he's famous. I don't know.
It looks like some type of.
You said what?
Looks like some weirdo. He's wearing tattoos like that.
Yeah, he probably is.
Well, he's wearing a beard. He's got tattoos.
Hmm.
So what do you think? So who do you think will be the first? Who do you think will join America next? The next state? Who's most likely to join?
So I think Canada's most likely. Then the next most likely could be. I'm not sure where to say Greenland in this, but they are firm on their independence if they get one. But the next most likely would be possibly the UK, because, well, if you need a state,
need it. We fucking need it. The way things are going, we bloody need it. Well, if we could do a fucking First and Second Amendment, then maybe we can fucking fight back. There was this idea, right, Jamie? There's this idea to freaking pull the UK into the fucking northern Atlantic Ocean with a tow. There's this tweet that basically said we should just pull the UK into fucking North American territory.
Yes.
With a fucking tugboat. I tweeted, well, fuck, I'm interested in it. It sounds like some interesting idea. Just for shits and giggles. As much as I think it's ridiculous to tow the country, I think the UK's main benefit is that it's in proximity to Europe. And we can effectively, it gives them a good naval base to fucking to project American power into Europe. As far as I'm concerned, American power is British power. Because after World War II, all our wealthy people, we flocked over to America.
And now the tables have turned.
Yes, it's time for us, the old decrepit father, to move in with the young son. The young middle-aged son.
Oh my gosh.
And then, if I'm being honest, I would like to bequeath the country to America than have it be taken over by foreigners. I'd rather the UK be taken over by America than be taken over by foreigners. But I honestly don't know if respect our values. You were saying?
Melissa Sozin questioned in Turkey over role in French TV thriller. Turkish actress Melissa Sozin has been questioned by police in Istanbul on suspicion of promoting terrorist propaganda in a French TV spy series in 2017.
What do you mean, propaganda?
I don't know. They're saying they're promoting terrorist propaganda, they say. Doesn't matter in the slightest.
Is that it? Is there any, context to it? Like, what kind of propaganda?
Yes. So, let me just look at enough. That's just the summary. So, delay controversy, Melissa Sozin, a Turkish actress, as well known in her country as for her international career, was questioned by Istanbul police on Monday, February 3rd. She is suspected of propaganda for a terrorist organization. This is a common accusation in the country of President Tayyip Erdogan. But what is causing Melissa Sozin this trouble is her appearance in a French series, Le Bureau des Légendes.
Illegals are buying property in the United States and renting it back to Americans. I just came and picked up my landlord. He was a criminal. He broke the law. Why are these people allowed to own property in this country? Why are they allowed to buy property in this country?
Because they're American citizens. They're
not American citizens. They came here illegally.
Yeah, I know.
Even if you are a foreigner, why should you be allowed to own property in America? Is it wrong for me to say that maybe you should have to be an American citizen to be actually able to buy property in America? Or Britain?
I think so.
What do you think, Jamie? Think that's a good idea? Should American... I personally don't think the Chinese should be allowed to buy property in America. I don't think they should be allowed to buy land near fucking military base, American military bases.
Well, not unless they actually live on that property for at least.
Yes, at least half of the fucking time of the year. Yes.
Yes, exactly. Like you
And they
can't just buy property and not live in it.
They shouldn't be allowed to use the excuse, "Oh, we're going to hire some bloke to live in the house to make it seem like it's being lived in." Because some of these corporations would probably try that.
They already did.
I think we should also limit up commercial buying and stopping people from buying, commercing a certain amount of rental properties.
Like from businesses and banks.
Yes. Businesses, banks, and young entrepreneurs.
Only people can buy homes.
To a certain amount.
I think we just limit home buying to just people, individual people that actually will live in those houses.
Limit home buying to initial people. I think we have to make it so there's a certain amount of houses. We have to make to a certain amount of houses they can buy a year. They also, quite honestly, should be capped at a certain amount. They can't own more than 1,000. I don't think they should be allowed to own more than 100 homes in a portfolio.
It just makes sense.
Yeah. What else is there?
Mysterious sky glow phenomenon sparks global fascination and fear as scientists scramble for answers.
No, it's not. It was pre-planned. They're trying to launch an Operation Bluebeam.
Over the past week, reports of a strange, shimmering sky glow have flooded social media and news outlets, with sightings recorded.
Or a direct energy weapon.
With sightings recorded from rural towns to major cities across North America, Europe, and Asia.
I haven't seen fucking any of it. Probably because I'm asleep. Probably sleeping most of the time.
Fair enough.
But yeah. What else is there?
Apple lashes out at iPhone porn app maker and the EU rules allowing its download.
iPhone porn app maker?
Yes.
Sounds shameful to have that title on you, but...
Yes. Well, and they're actually allowing it. That's the worst part.
Is it on the App Store? I'm confused.
Apple criticized...
Well, I mean,
what is it?
Dirty dog, you!
What happened?
No wonder Kira and his wife are apparently living separate lives. Is this why Victoria tries to avoid kissing and is awkward around him in public? Or is it the fact that maybe he was secretly dating, maybe he was screwing his voice coach?
Wait, I'm confused. What's happening?
Basically is on the outs with his missus, right? And there's this rumor that he was there's rumor that he broke lockdown procedure so he could see his voice coach for voice lessons. There are some speculations that he might actually been using that might be a cover for his voice coach is secretly his secret missus that he's on the backside on the back.
That's wild.
There's also rumors that he might be gay or pent because of his relationship with Lord Ali.
You know, I'm tired of people saying my heroes are gay. First Obama, now this guy.
We hate the West. There's nothing good about them. Davos are bloody evil.
Yeah.
Never met a more bunch of freaking sadistic. By the way, RFK won his vote. He's now the
Junior?
He's the health secretary.
I thought he was already.
13 no. All Republicans fell in line. Yes. What did RFK promise them?
RFK promised to get the seed oils out of the food, or something like that.
What did he promise them that they gave him his vote? Because all those Republicans have been against every single pick he's fucking chosen.
I personally have no idea, man. I don't pay attention to RFK anymore.
So anyway, regarding the Corn app and EU whatever, Apple criticized the Hot Tub app, calling it a safety risk for EU users, especially children, and stated it would never allow such an app in its app store.
So it's taken down. Okay, that's good.
Yeah, okay.
But why was it on the App Store to begin with?
I have no idea.
Also, I'm not gonna lie though, there are tons of apps there are some apps on the App Store that LARPs as like, regular like streaming apps, but in reality it's like they're probably like something different. Probably. I'm not really sure. I've probably only seen like one or two of those.
And your audio glitched out again, Eric.
Really?
Yeah, I have no I don't know how, and I don't know why. Okay, maybe I know a little bit why. How could they do this? It's outrageous.
All I said was there are some apps on the App Store that LARP as regular apps, but in reality they promote something different.
Yeah, what's...
Did I?
Yeah, you were... I heard you sound and clear.
Yeah, I said like I ran into some apps like that before, where it's like it seems like something, but like how like they're like pirating apps, but like they don't openly say that they're pirating apps.
Yes.
Pretty much, yeah. That's about it.
Alright, yeah.
A boomer Australian football player, Sam Newman, interviews two Australian nationalists. Why are you guys going on about the old white Australian policy? You would like that to be reinstated? Blair Cottrell, do you feel that Australia was better back then than it is now? Like, pause. It's pointless to say I prefer it, but I did. By default, you are saying you prefer to live in a white Australia. Yes. I think we all would. It's fine for fucking America to live in this nation, that with like multiculturalism. That's what their nation was built on. That ours wasn't. I don't think we should be trying to emulate them on that aspect. It doesn't mean I hate them. Doesn't mean I don't want to be American. But wasn't America a little experiment of the British of multiculturalism on the earliest degree?
I'm not sure.
It feels like that sometimes.
Who knows?
We're
Maybe.
going to find out if the U.S. aid was linked to assassination attempts, aren't we? I wouldn't be surprised if the CIA was using that as a black way to get free money. Get money.
What'd you say?
It would not surprise me if the U.S. aid was linked to assassination attempts. I wouldn't be surprised it was used to send money to the CIA indiscreetly.
Who knows?
10 to 15% tariffs on U.S. oil, agriculture equipment, coal, and LNG. Is that all you're doing, China? That's fucking weak, man. A 10 to 15 tariff on U.S. oil. So what else is there?
Gangs attack neighborhood in Haiti that's home to country's elite.
God, it would just be easier to just fucking get rid of half of South America. It's just a shithole. Half of South America is just a shithole. Especially the Central American countries. Just unite them to one fucking territory. And there's too many tiny nations. Guys, when do you think there's going to be like a massive group for countries to combine?
Maybe in the next decade.
Because let's be real here, Europe is too tiny. There's too many nations in Europe. Too many tiny nations. Monaco needs to be absorbed. Switzerland needs to join someone.
But where will the billionaires go? Because the reason why billionaires are in Monaco to begin with, because there's no taxes in Monaco.
Nobody meets a voice coach on Christmas Eve instead of being with your family. I think we all know what's happened. So
what else is there?
Let me just see.
How long do you think Stormer's got before he gets ousted? Do you think it'll last another 4 years?
No, he's not going to make it until the next general election. I think there'll be a new Labour leader by then.
When do you think he'll be ousted? Do you think they'll remove him before next year? Or the end of this year?
I think the earliest, a year.
He can fucking last a year?
A year from the last general election.
It's already been a year. It's already been 6 months.
Well, not yet. As of this recording, it's start of February, so we're like kind of halfway. But I think maybe the worst that could happen to Starmer is like a few more months and then a leadership election for Labour is to be held.
Every month, Rupert Lowe, Reform MP, gives his MP salary away. This month, he gave it to a charity which takes care of the victims of rape gangs. This is something brilliant. But this will win him fucking support from his fucking fans.
I'm
This is interesting.
You say that would actually donate their salary to charity. Every single month.
Sam Kerr on trial for racially aggravated harassment after calling a policeman stupid.
Wait, he was arrested for that?
Yes. So Chelsea striker Sam Kerr is on trial for racially aggravated harassment after calling a policeman stupid and white. Before the incident, the Australian told the police she and her partner had broken a taxi window because they felt, quote, trapped and very scared after the driver had refused to let them out, a jury has heard.
Oh, this is amazing.
Did they pay?
Well,
Probably
that's
not.
the story is still developing, so that's all it's been reported so far.
What's the story?
So there's this female football player, Sam Kerr. She's been arrested by police for racially aggravated harassment and
Calling the officer stupid and
yeah.
Why? It's just entitlement.
it is.
You trying to make yourself look like an enemy.
I don't get it either.
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah, but anyways, it's like apparently the guy didn't let them out of the car, and I'm like, did they pay? It's like
This is all that's been reported so far. I think there's more to it, but that's all it is for now.
there should be more to it,
Yeah.
but
Seems.
we'll see what happens.
Yep. Seems like the U.S. Senate. Seems like the U.S. Senate's getting it down heavily. The frickin' American people are fricking shutting their fricking voicemails down. Due to the sheer amount of calls demanding Tulsi Gabbard, RFK Jr., and Kash Patel be confirmed.
I'll be honest.
600 calls per minute.
I'll be honest. What repercussions are you guys taking in your own lives just in case things do go up in the air?
Taking it how it is.
Firstly, I've got all my investments as it currently stands, and I have my strategy to question people on what they are questioning me about, because the thing is, logic will always thwart the motivation to put people behind bars just because of biases or unfavorable opinions against said people. So, yeah.
That's true.
I feel I'm mostly prepared for when the worst is yet to come.
Yo, Rest, do you still take out physical money?
Sometimes.
You just use your card half the time?
Half the time. Yeah, I do it sometimes. I do take out cash. And again, but I realised, well, shit's all said and done, cash will be worthless.
Yep, crypto is the way to go.
Yeah.
Whether people like it or not.
Then you will then you're ultimately gonna have to take the mark if you want to,
continue living your life.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean,
unless you want cash is.
I mean, unless you're willing to go on your hunter gatherer type, like
I don't mind. I suppose maybe hunter gatherer. Take it to when it comes.
But I'd say
when do you think that'll happen?
What happened?
When do you think it will eventually all go down?
I told Jame this. We probably have 3 years.
3 years, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
you don't think they're going to extend it because of Trump?
Maybe, but that is good. Possibly, but it's unlikely unless some other circumstance happens.
Still, they're struggling, man. It's not going to happen in 3 years. They're struggling, right? They've got fucking people disowning the WHO, left, right, and center.
Because here's the thing, I say 3 years because, well, man, look, I have things that I want to fulfill, and I know that someday, if we go into digital currency, I'm not going to be able to fulfill those dreams.
Yep.
Because it's like I would have to ultimately take them.
America will never under Trump. Under Trump's Trump administration under Trump, America will never have a CBDC. Unless you're in CBDC or a central bank digital currency.
Apparently,
under Trump.
Apparently, they're going to use
after Trump. Who knows what will happen?
Apparently,
said under Trump.
Wait, apparently, I believe that they're actually going to use cryptocurrency for this whole thing.
What is?
That's what I heard. When it comes to the whole ushering in the mark of the beast or something like that. That's what I heard.
Well, yeah, probably.
So yeah, them signing that bill for the CBDCs was probably all just the front.
The CBDCs is how they freaking get you in. CBD central bank digital currency is how they get you into the system. It's how they control you. It's how they It all started with digital IDs, Eric.
Yeah,
that's how they started. The question is, they were all remember how Trump and all of them were asking for wanting digital ID, right? That's how they get you in. Digital ID. Once it's
So
digital ID, they'll roll you into digital ID and then think, maybe we should have a digital bank, maybe we should digitize the freaking passports. Maybe we should digitize the freaking. Then eventually it comes to the money.
so look,
Then you have no more banks. And we're losing our banks massively in the UK.
I will say this, I will say this, man. Like, everything is gonna hit the fan, and I'll be honest. I wanna learn how to fish because I'm gonna need to.
Good. You will need to.
I'm gonna need to, and I wanna, I wanna learn how to do a lot of things because, well, I'm gonna need to. I have no choice. But I also want,
They say this is why China is defeating the West. That China is failing. China is poor, and China is struggling,
actually,
heavily struggling.
unless I can find some rebellious, like, some rebellious, like, small town, like, where it's like
Yep.
it has its own government, everything else. I can't see a good way out of this whole situation.
Neither could I.
There is a small town, but I'm not really sure.
Will Canada and America join? Will Canada rejoin America?
Maybe. Maybe not. Who knows?
Oh, they will. It's part of the greater. It's a part of the Club of Rome. The Club of Rome wants every country under a district.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Palantir soars 25% to record high as AI powers strong earnings and guidance.
Who is?
Palantir.
Oh yes, I bought it when it was at $5 a share, up
Well, you made a
600-700%.
smart choice.
Again,
You're
when I had
definitely benefiting in some way.
I bought in at $5 a share. I had at one point I had 200 shares. I currently have it own 70. Combined, I probably have made $4,000 off the company. Getting up there. If I held more, I probably would have made a lot more. But yeah, I've still made a shitload of money off SoFi as well. Labour's draft budget could have been defeated today, but the Tories didn't even show up. Weak opposition isn't opposition at all. Wales deserves better. Wales needs reform. I think so. How much seats do you think reform will lose after the May by-elections, and how much MP seats are on the rise for them to take?
So, last time I checked, the polls project reform for the next general election, if it was to be held very soon, to get at least over 100 seats.
There's elections in May. It's local city elections.
The local elections.
Is there any MP elections during then, or is it just MP elections?
I'm not sure about any by-elections or any other
Stuff in
council
May.
elections.
There's elections in May. Reform could take a decent amount then.
Yes, the local elections in May, for sure.
Not a lot, though. There's not a lot of them running because he's trying to gerrymander them. So yeah, we found some kid in Nebraska who was translating secret Roman scrolls, and we've been ripped off for 100 years. They are precisely the types of individuals that we need doing the work in and for DC. Unfortunately, we've been getting the flavoured political family and business appointments. Hires for decades instead of qualified people hired for their ability, ever since the introduction of the Fed and income tax in 1913. The DC Corporation. What else is there?
Ancient forest unearthed beneath Antarctic ice sheet.
Ancient forest, huh?
Yes, a groundbreaking discovery beneath Antarctica's ice has revealed the remains of an ancient forest dating back to the Cretaceous period when dinosaurs roamed the Earth.
So you're telling me we could be basically this thing could be near the time? Interesting.
Yes.
This Antarctica.
Yes.
When do you think they'll break the Antarctic Treaty to gain land there?
Oh, that's very, very unlikely. It's gonna be impossible at the moment.
No, it won't. There's people from the old world that want to break that treaty and build lands and colonies. We could build land and colonies on the fucking sea. We have so much land, so much opportunity.
Bring back the British Empire.
Yes, on land and water and sea. Britain, we could build underwater cities. We could build cities on the water. You know the technology we got for oil rigs, right?
Yes.
Why can't we use that technology to build beautiful floating cities on the water?
No, that's what I'm wondering. Like, there's so much water. but so little use for it.
We can make them to fucking port cities. We can make them for fucking ample size of trade. We can
Yeah,
point one in the freaking middle of the freaking Arctic, middle of the ocean.
yeah. Me and Aaron discussed this last time we recorded, and I think floating cities are a way to go in case, rising sea levels, whatever.
Yeah, floating cities. It's another way to freaking go. It's another way to make money. Not to mention, it's another way for economic trade. It's also another way for people to expect for countries to expand their territory. We own the most. The thing is, though, they say right, the Britain owns the most amount of ocean in the world, right?
Yes.
We could build so much new cities on that ocean.
Yeah.
We could rebuild our empire. We could make a floating city. We can make a floating gambling city. And here's another thing, right?
Yes.
Once we do the water,
A
why are we
city in
so
the
focused?
sky.
Focused on the fucking on the planets. We can make floating cities in the water. I usually have no patience for conspiracy theories, but I'll make an exception for Vichego silence. Betrayal. It's so bizarre, so left field, and that practically begs for wild speculation, no matter how far-fetched. The only logic I can get from him in giving away the Chego silence is Stormer's a Chinese spy. And he'd post to me, go Canada, victory tastes like people syrup. Picture of Trump near the Canadian flag. There's no reason saying that Canada can't have their own little Canadian flag. Anything else?
Activists planned to damage Woodside CEO's home as part of publicity stunt.
I'm sorry. What? What are they
What the fuck?
What are they doing activist
You
work
can
for?
fucking hate someone, but you don't fucking damage a private individual's property unless you want to go to
Yeah.
fucking jail. That is blatant.
Wait, hold on.
Asking to be fucking arrested.
What were they protesting about? Oil?
Alright. Yeah.
I love oil.
Imagine oil.
I'm a capitalist. Oil and gas. I have massive investments in oil and gas. I'm a big shareholder in BP. Same with Shell. I love oil. I want this country to fucking drill, baby, drill. And thanks to your fucking president, Eric, I'm probably going to make me raking in the profits from America, North America.
Oh,
I
did
don't
you
own any
invest
shares in fucking Total Energy, but
Trump coin?
no, never invest in it. Never invested in that. I didn't invest in Trump Media Group either. I didn't invest in True Social because I don't think it'll do well. But I invested in Rumble. Rumble's done extremely well. Went up massively. I think Rumble will have a major success in the future.
Oh yes, absolutely.
I think Rumble will be Rumble's an investment I want to fucking build a stake in because I think it'll be a very powerful company. I think it'll be a very powerful and very wealthy company.
Yeah, it could shape the next generation of social media.
Yes. Especially if they won't integrate crypto into it.
I remember when there was like rumors that Rumble was actually gonna buy TikTok.
But yeah.
They could actually probably afford. The thing is, so Rumble could actually Rumble with a bunch of consortium investors. Rumble and Tether and a bunch of consortium investors probably could buy it.
Yo, Riz, by the way, did you know that this whole TikTok thing was just probably gonna be some stunt?
Of course, it was some stunt.
Yeah.
The stunt?
It was only gone for like 14 hours.
And I knew this before. Like majority of the shareholders into ByteDance, TikTok's parent company, are mostly American investors.
Who owns it? Who's the American investors? Tell me. Who owns it? Who's the shareholders of ByteDance? I'm curious. Is Tencent one of them?
It was a TikTok video. I need to go back and look at it.
Please look at it, because I want to know who the fucking shareholders are. Because if it's Tencent, it owns a stake in ByteDance. I know Tencent owns a stake in Discord. I know Tencent, if I remember correctly, which I'm a shareholder, owns Discord. A massive stake in Discord, Epic Games. Bunch of anime companies as well, actually. I like Sony mainly because it's anime, its phone division, it's semiconductors. Not to mention it's a bank as well. The financial structure between Japanese companies is quite interesting. It's called Zanbatsu. It's basically a structure where they all own each other and no one actually owns anybody. Quite interesting. So it's effectively one big corporation instead of multiple. Any luck finding it?
Still looking.
Olio.
So, have you guys
I'll
been
tell you
watching?
the ones I think will probably own it. Probably BlackRock. BlackRock probably owns shares in it.
Yeah,
Who Larry
BlackRock.
thinks was one of the big people that voted for him. You realise the Jews heavily voted for Trump, right? And they're big finance guys. The people that own him, right? The thing is, I hear that Oracle's looking to buy TikTok.
I think that is most probable because Oracle does have some connections with servers for TikTok. So a deal between Oracle and TikTok is not out
That's
of
a
the
company I
question.
don't own. I own a lot of companies, but I don't own Oracle. I don't have shares in Oracle. Heavily into energy. I despise renewables. I don't really have many automotive companies. I don't think they're actually no. I do have automotive companies. I have BYD, who I have a hunch will probably go bankrupt at some point. China's not doing as great financially as people think they are. They say they're doing great, but they're not. But what else is there? Let's look. It was necessary for dying men and women to be surrounded by their loved ones. It was not necessary for Starmer to meet his sexual lover in person. If he couldn't keep up his lockdown rules, he so gleefully pushed, then the Prime Minister simply has to resign. Rupert, you didn't have to delete this.
Delete what?
I'll send the post in.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can still hear you.
Okay, cool. I was concerned for a minute.
Yeah, me too.
Did you find the post, Riz?
No, he deleted it.
Oh.
That's a shame. He basically said exactly what we all want to fucking hear. Probably got shouted by Nigel to tell him to shut up on that, but I agree with him. I agree exactly with what Rupert said. Like, if you're not gonna fucking if you want to follow the laws that you've gleefully set, right? I'm sorry, but it's not acceptable for your voice coach for dead people to not be able to meet with their family members, right? People to meet with their family members, but it's okay for you to meet with your fucking voice coach, who I still personally believe is a sexual partner. Because nobody meets their voice coach during Christmas Day.
Well, they
And
were.
there's rumours that he's on the outs with his missus.
Now look. I don't want to make a joke about how his voice coach and him were.
But
You know,
it's so freaking funny.
they were doing more than just practicing voice.
Yes, clearly.
They
Nobody
were.
meets their voice coach on Christmas Day. You would spend that with your family or your partner.
I'm not even gonna make an oral joke. That's just.
You're all lying. I'm surprised there are 4 Mexicans.
What'd you say?
Aye.
You say you're surprised? What?
I'm surprised none of them did freaking make jokes on that. Like, are you sure you weren't? It looks a bit fishy.
Actually, yeah, I'm surprised no one made oral jokes about that either. Like the voice coach, the punchline is there. The punchline probably was his lover. Who knows?
It makes you question. I think this party is a great.
But who knows? Maybe all these guys are gonna come out of the closet once everything is all said and done.
But we should tell you, Jamie. You remember the whole thing with Starmer? No, not Starmer. No, what's her name again? Nicola Sturgeon. Yes, she's a partly get the one that we all think, the one that all Scottish people mostly think that she's a fucking lesbian, right?
Yeah.
They're effectively, yeah. So partly she's getting divorced. Her and her husband are getting divorced.
Oh yeah, I've heard about that at some point.
I think I said this on the podcast. To us, she's the definition of Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton. But it's also funny as well. Kamala's decided to divorce her man.
Wait, Kamala?
Yeah.
Divorced her? What the?
Yeah,
What is she
she's divorcing her husband.
Really?
Partly she's blaming him for her in her campaign.
Alright, Kamala,
My
you're
gosh.
58.
She's blaming her fucking husband that had fuck all to do with her fucking campaign.
Okay, Kamala.
Oh yeah, blame your husband and not the
Yeah, and
people
then
that's
divorce
been
him.
putting your funds into promoting your campaign.
Okay, on a
That
serious note,
sacrificed everything.
Kamala's 58. She
The
can't
fact
be
that
doing.
she's freaking blaming her husband and not divorcing him. I think it's also the fact that he partly cheated on her with the fucking nanny, which didn't help her campaign. But that's typical. That's typical rich man behavior, though. Kind of sadly.
I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of weird how Kamala's divorcing a man at her age.
Well, if she wants to be a cat mom, go ahead. The reason is,
But then again, it is what it is.
this guy said Matt Hancock should have claimed he was having a voice coaching session. I can't wait to see them fucking rip him in the fucking newspapers.
Seriously, I'm really
Tongue-in-cheek moment is what she should have said. After this tonsil massage.
I'm seriously surprised no one is making.
They're not, though. It's the fact that these are all the people are all saying this are all that X, right? You're never going to hear this in the mainstream media. You're never going to fucking print that in the fucking newspapers. We hear newspapers say, "Oh, Trump's evil." I think it's the Daily Mirror or something like that, or a Daily Star. Trump's an evil man. Like, this Trump derangement system in the newspapers. None of us believe it. Most of the people in our fucking state, and we live, right, where I live, right, we fucking love the bloke. We fucking take him over Starmer any day. Grapple Lane, one slow. Why is Parliament so quiet? Where have all the Labourers gone? Seems Starmer sending his unhappy, restless MPs back to their constituencies to prevent them from plotting against him. He's sending his unhappy, restless MPs. Do you think that's gonna fucking stop them? They'll just fucking phone each other or get in their fucking secret WhatsApp groups and plot to fucking overthrow him.
So what else is there?
I think that's us.
Okay, cool.